this quiet moment. As the day's adventures settle, find yourself a truly comfortable spot. Let your body grow heavy and still, sinking into the soft support beneath you. Take a slow, gentle breath in, and as you exhale, feel the last whispers of worry drift away. Another soft breath in and out, letting go of any lingering thoughts, any rush, any need to do anything but simply be here now. This is your time to unwind, to gently journey into a place of peace. Imagine now a gentle ascent, not a climb of effort, but a soft, floating lift above the clouds, above the world you know. We're approaching a place of ancient quiet, a sanctuary nestled high among forgotten spires. As you draw closer, the air grows still and cool, carrying the scent of old paper and dust, mingled with something faintly sweet, like distant night-blooming flowers. Before you, a threshold emerges from the soft twilight. It is the entrance to the Elder's Archive, a place where stories rest, patiently waiting. The walls here are smooth, carved from an unknown pale stone, glowing faintly with an inner light. A single, intricately carved wooden door stands before you, its surface worn smooth by countless years, yet showing no sign of decay. Above it, a soft, warm light pulses gently from a crystalline orb embedded in the archway, casting long, quiet shadows across the smooth stone floor. This is the quiet opening to untold knowledge, softly beckoning you in. Subtle wind chimes, or distant soft, humming sound stepping through the grand archway. The air within the ancient library feels different. It's a quiet, settled warmth, carrying the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment and dry leaves. Before you, towering shelves ascend gracefully, built from dark, polished wood that gleams softly in the subdued light. Each shelf is a testament to countless stories, filled to the brim with books of varying sizes, some bound in thick leather, others in simpler, faded cloth, their spines bearing forgotten titles in elegant, sprawling script. The very sight of them seems to hum with silent narratives, waiting patiently. Dust motes dance lazily in the gentle light, filtering from unseen windows high above, creating shimmering pathways through the vast, quiet space. There's no rush here, only the slow, steady presence of accumulated time and wisdom. Your footsteps on the smooth stone floor barely make a sound, absorbed by the plush, almost velvety silence that permeates the chamber. It's a silence that listens, a stillness that understands. Further into the room, a large, heavy wooden table stands sentinel, its surface worn smooth by centuries of quiet study. Perhaps a scholar once pored over ancient maps here, or penned epic sagas in the hush of night. An empty, sturdy chair is pulled out just slightly, as if someone has only just departed or is about to return, leaving behind the quiet echo of thoughtful concentration. The scene invites a pause, a moment to simply breathe in the tranquil atmosphere of this resting place for for knowledge. It is a haven steeped in the quiet murmur of forgotten histories, inviting you to simply be and let the gentle calm settle over you, in the tranquil atmosphere of this resting place for knowledge. It is a haven steeped in the quiet murmur of forgotten histories, inviting you to simply be and let the gentle calm settle over you. Now, as your gaze drifts softly across the towering shelves, you notice the rich textures of aged leather and pressed parchment. Each spine, a silent sentinel, holds countless tales within its bound pages. Some are intricately gilded, their titles faded into whispers of gold, while others bear the simple, worn marks of frequent, loving handling. Dust motes dance lazily in the sliver of golden light that filters through a high, arched window, illuminating the path between rows of books. The air here carries a faint, comforting scent, a blend of old paper, polished wood, and something subtly floral, like dried lavender tucked away in a forgotten chapter. Your footsteps, if you were to walk, would be muffled by thick, patterned rugs, ensuring the profound stillness of the place remains undisturbed. Perhaps, in the distance, a very faint, almost imperceptible rustle of turning pages can be heard, or the softest creak of an ancient oak beam settling subtle distant creak. But these are merely parts of the silence, not disruptions to it. You might imagine tracing a finger along the spine of a book, feeling the slight ridges and smooth, cool surface. There is no rush here, no urgency, only the gentle invitation to explore, or simply to rest within the quiet wisdom of these walls. A comfortable, plush armchair beckons in a sun-dappled alcove, its cushions inviting you to sink down, perhaps with an unread volume chosen simply for its intriguing cover. The world outside seems far away, a distant hum barely reaching this sanctuary of quiet contemplation. The soft lamplight casts long, gentle shadows across the aged wooden shelves, highlighting the dust motes dancing lazily in the still air. Each spine, whether leather-bound or plain linen, holds countless untold stories, silent guardians of forgotten knowledge. The air itself feels old, imbued with the scent of paper, oak, and a faint, sweet aroma of dried mountain herbs that might have been tucked between pages centuries ago. A sense of timelessness settles around you, comforting and deep. You settle deeper into your chosen spot, feeling the comforting weight of the book in your hands. It's not the story within that calls to you now, but the texture of its cover, perhaps embossed with a faded, intricate emblem of a sleeping dragon or a winding labyrinth. Your gaze drifts past the page, up towards the towering shelves that seem to touch the vaulted ceiling. They ascend in gentle, spiral paths, suggesting an architectural marvel carved directly into the mountain's heart, a sanctuary built for quiet contemplation. Far above, small, glowing orbs of light drift slowly, illuminating sections of books that are rarely disturbed. They cast a warm, ethereal glow, like distant stars within this indoor galaxy of wisdom, each orb a silent caretaker. The quiet creak of wood, perhaps from an ancient beam settling, or the soft rustle of a page being turned somewhere in the vastness, are the only sounds that dare to break the profound stillness. This library feels less like a building and more like a living, breathing entity, its heart beating slowly with the rhythm of forgotten tales and quiet dreams. You are simply a guest within its peaceful slumber, observing its gentle existence. The mountain's embrace is palpable here, a deep, silent comfort that holds the weight of the ages, inviting you to simply be. The mountain's heart whispers secrets of silence, following a gentle path, perhaps just a subtle shift in the cool, smooth stone beneath. One might find themselves drawn deeper into its quiet embrace. Here, within the hallowed halls of the mountain library, time itself seems to slow, stretching out like the long shadows cast by ancient, unlit braziers. The air carries a faint, comforting scent, a blend of aged paper, dry mountain herbs, and the cool, clean essence of deep stone. It's a scent that promises forgotten tales and quiet wisdom, all held within the silent walls. Imagine soft light, not from any direct source, but seeming to emanate from the very dust motes dancing in the gentle currents of air. This light illuminates vast, curving shelves carved directly from the mountain rock, rising high above, disappearing into the muted gloom of the upper reaches. Each shelf holds countless volumes, their spines a patchwork of faded leathers, intricate wooden bindings, and even scrolls wrapped in delicate, almost translucent fabrics. No hurried hands disturb them. Here they rest, patiently awaiting the quiet contemplation of a passing gaze. Perhaps a slight turn reveals a cozy alcove, perfectly fitted into the mountain's natural curve. A small, sturdy wooden table, smooth from generations of quiet study, sits patiently. Beside it, a low, comfortable stone bench, softened by a thick, woven cushion that seems to invite you to settle in and simply observe. A single, forgotten quill rests beside an open, unread tome, its pages filled with elegant, flowing script. The scene suggests a deep, peaceful concentration, now paused, leaving only the tranquil echo of scholarly calm. The mountain library breathes gently around this serene tableau, an endless repository of quiet dreams. The scholarly calm deepens, weaving itself into the very fabric of the mountain library. Here, even the air seems to hum with ancient knowledge, a gentle vibration that soothes and settles around you. Your gaze might drift now past the quiet study table towards the towering shelves that line the walls. They stretch upwards like silent sentinels, holding countless stories and forgotten wisdom within their neat, wooden confines. Each shelf is a journey, whispered promise of discovery. Yet there is no urgency here. only an invitation to observe the tranquil vastness. A soft, diffused light filters through a high, arched window, positioned just above eye level, casting long, peaceful shadows across the polished wooden floor. Dust motes dance lazily in these ethereal beams, tiny specks of light performing a slow, hypnotic ballet against the dim backdrop of the interior. The silence here is profound, broken only by the occasional, almost imperceptible rustle of a page turning somewhere in the vastness, or the faint, distant crackle of a dying ember from an unseen hearth deep within the library's heart. It's a symphony of quiet, a lullaby woven from the stillness itself, a perfect companion for easing your thoughts. Perhaps you notice the intricate, subtle carvings on the sturdy wooden supports that hold these shelves, aloft forgotten symbols, perhaps, or emblems of long-past guilds of scholars and scribes. They are worn smooth by the passage of ages, a testament to countless hands that have brushed past them in quiet contemplation. The comforting scent of old paper and aged wood hangs sweetly in the air, a gentle, comforting perfume that speaks of peace and permanence. This mountain library, so ancient and vast, cradles you in its enduring quiet, a sanctuary where time itself slows to a gentle crawl, inviting only rest and soft dreams. The mountain library, indeed, holds you in its ageless embrace. As you settle deeper into its quiet, your gaze might drift along the countless shelves, rising high towards the vaulted ceilings like ancient, silent trees. Each shelf, a branch laden with stories and knowledge, stretching into the soft, warm shadows. The air here carries a faint, comforting scent, a blend of aged paper, polished wood, and perhaps a whisper of mountain stone, cool and clean, yet imbued with a quiet warmth. In this vast stillness, you notice how the light, whether filtering from a high-arched window or emanating from a glowing, enchanted orb suspended gently above, casts long, soft patterns across the dusty wooden floors. Perhaps it's a soft, golden glow illuminating a particular section, drawing your attention to a cozy reading nook nestled between towering stacks of ancient tomes. An old, plush armchair sits invitingly there, its fabric worn smooth and soft from generations of quiet contemplation. Beside the armchair, a small, polished wooden table holds a single, half-opened book, its pages a soft ivory, faintly yellowed with time. You can almost feel the texture of its worn leather binding, the gentle impression of countless fingers that have turned its pages over centuries. The silence here is profound, broken only by the occasional, almost imperceptible shift of the massive building settling deeper into the mountain. A soft sigh of ancient timbers, subtle creaking of old wood. It's a silence that isn't empty, but full of unspoken narratives, of adventures concluded and wisdom collected. This library, carved into the very heart of the mountain, feels like a living, breathing entity, a guardian of tranquil knowledge. You are merely another quiet reader, invited to share in its endless, peaceful story. The soft light seems to dim just a touch, inviting your eyelids to grow heavy, your thoughts to drift, and your body to relax completely in this timeless sanctuary. The soft light that cradles this sanctuary now seems to guide your gaze towards a vast, arched window. It's not a window that reveals a busy world, but rather a quiet, expansive vista. Outside, the sky is a deep, velvety indigo, dotted with countless distant stars that shimmer like scattered dust motes of pure light. A tranquil moon, perhaps a sliver, perhaps full, casts a gentle, silvery glow across an ancient, sleeping landscape. You might imagine a quiet forest, its trees standing like watchful, silent sentinels, their ancient branches reaching towards the cosmic display. Or perhaps it's the distant, placid waters of a hidden lake, reflecting the celestial tapestry above with perfect, unblemished clarity. No wind stirs the branches of those imagined trees. No ripples disturb the surface of that quiet lake. Just profound stillness. This view offers a quiet connection to the vastness beyond, yet reinforces the profound warmth and safety of your current resting place. The silence here is not an empty void, but a rich, deep quiet, full of the ancient wisdom of ages, whispering soft promises of rest. Your eyelids feel heavier still, as if absorbing the deep peace emanating from that star-dusted night. The distant stars seem to hum a soft, lullaby-like vibration, barely perceptible, a sound that only encourages deeper relaxation. The gentle glow from the window now feels like a tender embrace, inviting you to simply be, without effort, without thought, just soft breathing and a deepening sense of peace as the world outside sleeps soundly under the watchful, comforting gaze of the moon and stars. As the moon and stars continue their silent, watchful dance across the velvet sky, a gentle, ethereal light now begins to softly infuse the very stones of an old, grand chamber. It is a study, perhaps, or a quiet library, nestled deep within the heart of an ancient, sleeping castle. The tall, arched windows, now softened by the veil of night, allow the pale silver glow to paint delicate, shifting patterns across the worn, wide wooden floorboards. Dust motes, like tiny, forgotten sprites, dance almost imperceptibly in the lunar beams, catching the light as they drift through the still air. Rows upon rows of aged books line the towering walls, their leather and cloth bindings bearing the subtle marks of countless years and stories untold. Some are bound in dark, rich greens, others in deep, faded burgundies, each one a silent guardian of forgotten knowledge and whispered tales. The subtle scent of old paper and dust, mingled with a faint, sweet hint of dried lavender, hangs gently in the air, a comforting aroma that speaks of time and tranquil repose. In the center of the spacious room, a heavy oak table stands, its surface polished smooth by generations of quiet study and contemplation. Upon it, a single, unlit candle rests in a simple pewter holder, its wick patiently awaiting the first light of dawn. A comfortable, high-backed armchair, upholstered in deep, plush velvet, is drawn close to a cold stone fireplace. One can almost feel the phantom warmth of a fire that burned here hours ago, its comforting glow now a lingering memory in the cool, still night air. The entire castle breathes softly in slumber, and within this quiet room, only the soft, ambient whisper of the night remains, inviting you to simply rest. As the world outside dreams deeply, the soft, ambient whisper of the night settles around you, a gentle lullaby from the ancient stones themselves. The air, cool and still, carries the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment and distant cedarwood, a fragrance unique to places where time has moved slowly, reverently. This castle, perched high amongst the peaks, holds its secrets and its history in a profound quietude, a deep stillness that has absorbed the passing of centuries. You feel this peaceful weight, this quiet permanence, inviting you to release any lingering thoughts, allowing them to drift away like motes of dust in a sunbeam. From this quiet chamber, perhaps a scholar's study or a contemplative antechamber, your gaze might drift towards a tall, arched window. Outside, the moon, a pale orb, has climbed higher, casting long, silvered shadows across the distant mountain slopes. The rugged landscape beyond is transformed into a soft, dreamlike tapestry of grays and muted blues, utterly still beneath the starlit sky. There are no harsh winds to disturb this tranquility, only a silent, watchful serenity that stretches endlessly into the quiet horizon. Even from here, a sense of deep wisdom emanates, a gentle thrum of contained knowledge. Beyond this window, beyond the silent mountains, lies the true heart of this ancient place, the vast mountain library itself, though you do not yet see its towering shelves or its sprawling, echoing halls. You can sense its immense presence. It's like a sleeping dragon, not of fire and scale, but of quiet wisdom, guarding its treasury of thoughts and words. The very air seems to hum with untold stories, with forgotten spells and chronicles of ages past, all resting in patient slumber, bound in leather and linen, awaiting only the quiet turning of a page. This pervasive calm, this soft invitation guides you to sink deeper into the peaceful embrace of the night, allowing its stillness to become your own. The pervasive calm that settled over the unread pages now deepens, as if the very air in the mountain library holds its breath, honoring the slumber of forgotten tales. A soft, cool breath of night air drifts gently through a high, arched window, carrying with it the scent of distant pine and damp earth from the peaks outside. It barely stirs the heavy velvet curtains, which hang like silent guardians beside the polished oak frame, their rich folds absorbing any stray sounds. Just beyond the window, the mountain looms, a vast, dark presence against the deeper indigo sky. Its rugged silhouette is softened by the faint, shimmering light of a crescent moon, casting long, peaceful shadows across the snow-dusted ridges. Here, in the quiet heart of the library, the world outside feels both grand and distant, a majestic backdrop to the intimate warmth within. The faint, almost imperceptible rustle of turning leaves on the mountain slopes seems to echo the quiet turning of a page, a subtle symphony of the wild and the wise. A single, small oil lamp, carefully placed on a nearby reading table, casts a warm, golden pool of light. Its flame dances ever so slightly, mirroring the gentle sway of the distant trees whispered by the wind. The lamplight illuminates a stack of leather-bound books, their titles indistinct, their pages waiting patiently for another dawn. The subtle aroma of aged paper and cedar wood fills the air, mingling with the cool freshness from the open window. It's a tapestry of scents, weaving together the ancient wisdom of the library with the untamed beauty of the mountain night. This quiet tableau, poised between the written word and the wild expanse, cradles you in its stillness, inviting a deeper sense of peace and rest. The mountain night outside the library window remains a silent, watchful companion, its peaks etched against a deep indigo sky. Within these walls, the air carries a subtle scent of aged parchment and cool stone, a comforting blend that speaks of quiet knowledge. Your gaze might drift from the star-dusted panorama to the intricate details within the library itself, drawing you further into its tranquil embrace. Perhaps a heavy, polished wooden table, worn smooth by centuries of careful study, comes into view, nestled near a warm, albeit unlit, hearth. On it, a single, ornate lantern sits beside a stack of old, leather-bound tomes. Their covers are embossed with faint, almost forgotten symbols, each one a whisper of ancient tales and forgotten journeys. You notice the soft glint of metal from a nearby bookshelf, not a weapon, but the intricate clasp of a particularly large book, hinting at maps, or perhaps even blueprints of ancient structures, patiently awaiting rediscovery. The sheer volume of knowledge held here is immense, yet it feels entirely peaceful, not overwhelming. Each shelf is a quiet guardian of stories, waiting patiently for the right moment to share its wisdom. The only sound is the almost imperceptible rustle of the night wind against the sturdy library walls, a gentle lullaby from the mountain itself, perhaps accompanied by the distant, soothing murmur of a hidden spring. This space feels preserved, a sanctuary where time moves at its own unhurried pace, inviting you to simply be present, surrounded by the echoes of quiet scholarship under the watchful mountain sky. deepening your sense of calm and allowing peaceful thoughts to settle. The quiet scholarship of the mountain library unfolds further around you, a gentle labyrinth of knowledge carved into the very rock. You find yourself drifting deeper into its ancient passages, where the air itself seems to carry the faint scent of aged parchment and cool stone. Smooth, worn steps lead you through subtly lit archways, each one opening into a new chamber of silent wonders. Tall, dark wood shelves rise majestically, holding countless volumes, their spines a patchwork of faded leathers and rich, woven fabrics. Here, the presence of the mountain is even more profound. Sections of the library reveal natural rock walls, smoothed over centuries by patient hands, now adorned with delicate, almost glowing moss in places. Small, intricately carved alcoves are nestled within these natural formations, each holding a single, revered tome, or perhaps a polished crystal that casts a soft, diffused light onto the surrounding rock. As you wander, the subtle architecture guides your gaze. You notice the way the light, whether from a hidden source or a distant window, filters through the high, vaulted ceilings, illuminating dust motes dancing in the still air like tiny, forgotten stars. The cool touch of a stone pillar beneath your hand offers a grounded sensation, a quiet connection to the immense structure that surrounds you. Each turn of a corridor presents another vista of stacked knowledge, an endless expanse of stories and facts resting in patient slumber. The world outside, with its concerns and demands, feels impossibly distant, a faint echo that cannot reach this serene sanctuary. All that remains is the soft, comforting weight of history and wisdom, a gentle invitation to simply exist within its quiet embrace. The gentle murmur of unseen currents of air, perhaps from hidden vents deep within the mountain, adds a subtle, almost imperceptible hum to the stillness. It's a sound that cradles your thoughts, encouraging them to slow, to unfurl, and to simply be in this timeless haven. Hum to the stillness. It's a sound that cradles your thoughts, encouraging them to slow, to unfurl, and to simply be in this timeless haven. As your gaze softly traces the high, vaulted ceilings, carved directly into the mountain rock, you notice the gentle interplay of light. Not harsh, artificial beams, but the soft, internal glow of enchanted crystals embedded intermittently in the stone, casting a warm, amber light across the towering shelves. Each crystal seems to hold a tiny, captured star, pulsing with a faint, steady rhythm that mirrors the mountain's own quiet heart. The air here carries the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment, polished wood, and something subtly earthy, the very essence of the mountain itself. It's a scent that invites a deeper breath, a full surrender to the tranquility. Your steps, if you were to take them, would be cushioned by thick, woven rugs that stretch across the stone floor, muffling any sound ensuring every movement is as soft as a whisper. You might find yourself drawn towards a particular corner, where a collection of scrolls lies unrolled on a low, broad table. They are not waiting to be studied with urgency, but rather presented as if for quiet contemplation. Beside them, a single, smooth river stone, warmed by the ambient light, acts as a gentle paperweight. Its surface is cool to the touch, a small grounding anchor in this expansive, knowledge-filled space. Beyond this table, an archway opens into what appears to be a smaller, more intimate chamber. This could be a specialized archive, or perhaps a meditation space designed for deeper introspection. Within, the amber light seems to deepen, painting the walls with shades of ancient gold, inviting you to simply rest your eyes and let the stories held within these walls gently wash over you. Without needing to decipher a single word, the air here is woven with a deep and comforting quiet, a silence that seems to hum with ancient knowledge, yet asks nothing of you. It's a silence not empty, but full of gentle presence, as if the very pages lining these towering shelves are breathing a soft, steady rhythm. You might notice the faint, sweet scent of aged paper and dry cedar, mingling with a hint of distant mountain air that sometimes drifts in through a high, arched window, carrying with it a coolness that contrasts gently with the library's inner warmth. The shelves themselves are crafted from dark, rich wood, worn smooth by centuries of gentle touch, holding countless tomes bound in leather, some plain, some adorned with faded, intricate symbols. Each spine is a silent promise of worlds untold, resting peacefully, their tales asleep, waiting patiently for another dawn. You don't need to read them. Simply existing among them, feeling their quiet energy, is enough. The golden light that bathes the room continues its slow, unhurried dance, perhaps shifting slightly, revealing the dust motes suspended in the air like tiny, lazy stars. It illuminates the sturdy oak tables and deep, cushioned armchairs that invite weary travelers and scholars alike to simply be. This space is a sanctuary, carved from the very heart of the mountain, offering a timeless refuge. You are simply here, unwinding, held in its quiet, enduring peace, letting your thoughts become as soft and unburdened as the air around you. Every shadow is a soft invitation to rest. Every beam of light, a gentle lullaby. The quiet stillness deepens further, a profound hush that settles over everything, inviting an even deeper release. You feel the gentle presence of the ancient stone around you, perhaps a cool, smooth surface nearby, yet somehow radiating a sense of enduring warmth. The soft, ambient light, which filters in from an unseen source, perhaps a high, arched window, or a distant, embers glowing hearth, dances lazily across the worn, uneven surfaces of the stone. It highlights the subtle textures of age, the smoothed places where countless hands have passed over centuries, and the rougher corners where time has carved its slow, patient story. The air itself feels exceptionally soft and undisturbed, carrying no urgency, only the faintest, almost imperceptible scent of old wood and quiet dust. It is an atmosphere of deep, unwavering peace. There is a sense of being utterly protected, held within these solid, ancient walls that have witnessed untold generations of quietude, now cradling your rest. Each shadow stretches long and soft, drawing the eye into comforting depths, away from any lingering worry, towards a simple, profound calm. The world outside feels distant and hushed, its sounds muffled and indistinct, allowing this sanctuary of quiet to wrap around you completely. A gentle, timeless embrace. This space is a silent guardian, a soft whisper of history inviting you to simply be, to breathe, and to let go into its tranquil, steady rhythm. The feeling of this ancient archive continues to settle around you, a deep, comforting quietude. The air itself feels aged, carrying the faint, sweet scent of old parchment and polished wood. As your gaze drifts, it might fall upon a collection of meticulously crafted globes, nestled on a low, sturdy shelf. Each one a miniature world, rendered with such intricate detail, depicting continents and seas as they were understood long, long ago. Some are dark and unblemished, their lacquered surfaces gleaming softly, reflecting the ambient light. Others bear the faint cracks of time, or the gentle fade of painted coastlines, telling silent tales of countless years. Above these globes, perhaps, hang faded tapestries, their threads woven with images of celestial maps and constellations that have long since shifted in the night sky. The colors are muted now, softened by centuries, but you can still discern the faint shimmer of silver threads outlining distant galaxies and imagined pathways between stars. They hang heavily, absorbing any stray sound, adding another layer to the profound hush of this place. A large wooden table stands nearby, its surface worn smooth by the passage of hands over generations. Upon it rests a single, opened atlas, its thick pages carefully turned to a map of a forgotten kingdom. The cartographer's delicate script labels ancient cities and winding rivers, some that no longer exist, others that have simply changed their names with the turning of ages. It is a world suspended in time, a silent testament to journeys taken and stories unfolding across the land. The light here is always gentle, filtering through tall, arched windows, never harsh, only illuminating what needs to be seen, inviting a quiet contemplation of these echoes from the past. You feel wrapped in this historical warmth, a quiet observer in a timeless library, watching the world rest. The quiet contemplation deepens as your gaze drifts from the ancient texts across the polished surface of a sturdy oak table. It bears the subtle marks of countless hands and countless stories, a silent testament to the knowledge shared within these walls. A faint, almost imperceptible scent of old parchment and dry mountain air mingles, a comforting aroma that speaks of time and preservation. You notice a series of gentle steps leading upwards, curving along a high stone wall. They invite you to ascend, not with effort, but with a sense of quiet discovery. Each step is worn smooth by generations of scholars and seekers, a soft echo of their passage. As you softly ascend, the vastness of the main hall slightly recedes, replaced by a more intimate atmosphere. High arched windows, framed by thick, deep-set stone, begin to appear. Through them, the faint, silver glow of the moon begins to filter, painting soft, shifting patterns across the inner walls. The mountain outside, now cloaked in night, seems to hold its breath, a silent guardian of the knowledge nestled within its heart. You find yourself in a quieter, more secluded alcove, where the shelves hold fewer, perhaps more precious, tomes. Here, the air feels even stiller, as if waiting for a whisper of forgotten lore to awaken. A single, softly glowing lantern casts a warm, buttery light over an open book on a small, carved stand, its pages turned to an intricate, faded illustration of distant peaks and ancient symbols. The mountain library continues to reveal its gentle layers, inviting you to simply be present. Enveloped by its quiet grace, your gaze now drifts from the intricate illustration of distant peaks and ancient symbols, across the spine of the ancient tome, and up to the tall, shadowed shelves that stretch towards the vaulted ceiling. Each row is a silent testament to countless stories, forgotten histories, and whispered secrets held within their bindings, waiting patiently to be discovered, or simply to rest. The mountain library continues to reveal its gentle layers, inviting you to simply be present, enveloped by its quiet grace. A soft, almost imperceptible breeze stirs the air, carrying the faint, comforting scent of old paper and polished wood. It feels as if the very atmosphere here is imbued with centuries of quiet contemplation. You notice a secluded alcove just a few steps away, bathed in the soft glow filtering through a narrow, arched window carved directly into the mountain rock. This window offers a glimpse of the twilight sky, a sliver of deep indigo framed by jagged peaks, already twinkling with the first distant stars. Within this cozy recess, a plush velvet armchair awaits, its fabric worn smooth from generations of readers. Beside it, a small, circular wooden table holds a single, unlit lantern, its glass dusty but ready. The silence here is profound, broken only by the gentle rustle of your own breath and the distant, almost imagined, sigh of the wind outside. This tranquil corner of the mountain library feels like a perfect refuge, a place where time slows to a whisper, and the world outside simply fades away, leaving only the quiet comfort of knowledge and peace. The quiet comfort of knowledge and peace settles around you, a gentle embrace within this ancient mountain library. The soft light from the glowing book you've been observing seems to dim ever so slightly, not fading into darkness, but softening into a warm, inviting hush. Perhaps it's the natural progression of the evening outside, or perhaps it's the library itself, preparing for its long, peaceful slumber. The faint scent of old parchment and wood is a comforting lullaby, a subtle reminder of countless stories resting on the shelves around you. Each book, a silent sentinel, holds its secrets close, waiting patiently for another dawn. The distant, barely perceptible sounds of the mountain night, a soft breeze sighing past the high windows, the whisper of snow settling on distant peaks, seem to grow even more hushed, blending into the profound stillness of this sanctuary. You feel a profound sense of safety here, nestled amongst these stories, guarded by the quiet wisdom of ages. Your own thoughts, once perhaps a flurry of activity, now gently unfurl and settle, like dust motes dancing in a final shaft of twilight before descending to rest. There's nothing left to do, nowhere left to be. But right here, right now, in this warm, timeless space, allow your eyes to grow heavy, your body to sink deeper into its comfortable embrace. The library will keep watch, a silent guardian through the night. Let the gentle hum of peace guide you, letting go of any lingering thoughts, any small worries. The world outside can wait. For now, simply drift as the stories themselves drift into dreams, and allow yourself to follow them into a deep, restorative sleep. All is calm, all is quiet, and all is well.